This is Bob. To the outside world, Bob is a success. He has a stable job, he pays his taxes, and he never misses a deadline. But every morning at 5:30 a.m., Bob feels like he's waking up in a prison made of gray cubicles. He follows the blueprint, the one his parents gave him, the one the school system stamped into his brain. Work hard and you'll be fine. But today, fine is starting to feel a lot like suffocating. Bob makes his coffee the cheapest brand available. He doesn't buy $5 lattes. He packs a tuna sandwich for lunch. He's a master of frugality. He thinks that by cutting costs, he's building wealth, but he's wrong. The commute is a 45-minute journey into the heart of the rat race. Thousands of cars, thousands of people, all moving in perfect, depressing synchronization. Bob looks at the driver next to him. They are the same. At the office, Bob trades 8 hours of his life for a number on a screen. He thinks he's earning a living. But his grandfather's rulebook says, if you only get paid when you work, you are a slave to the clock. Let's look at the math. Bob earns $25 an hour. After rent, electricity, insurance, and taxes, Bob is left with exactly $4 an hour. That is the real price of his life. $4 for every 60 minutes of his existence. Bob is a linear income prisoner. If he stops running, the money stops flowing. There is no momentum. There is only the daily exchange of his limited life energy for a currency that is losing value every single day. And then there's the invisible thief, inflation. Bob is proud of his $10,000 savings, but the government is printing money like it's Play-Doh. Bob's $10,000 is still $10,000, but its power is evaporating. 10 years ago, that money could have bought Bob a new life. Today, it can barely buy him a used car. The treadmill is moving faster. The prices are rising. Bob is starting to realize that safe is actually dangerous. He goes home exhausted. He sits in his small apartment, surrounded by the comforts he bought to forget how much he hates his job. He realizes he is paying for his prison with his own labor. This is the moment of the great realization. Bob opens the iron box he found in the basement. He picks up the first journal. The first chapter starts with a question. Why are you working for money? The journal explains that the rich don't work for money. They own assets. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket while you sleep. A job is something that takes your time and gives you back just enough to return tomorrow. Bob looks around his room. His TV? A liability. His car? A liability. His expensive sneakers? A liability. He has been spending his life collecting things that take money away from him, thinking he was becoming wealthy. Grandfather's journal says, every dollar is a soldier. You are the general. If you spend your soldiers on junk, they are gone forever. But if you send them to war, they bring back captives, more soldiers. Bob looks at his $10,000 army. For years, he kept them locked in a prison called a savings account. They were bored. They were useless. They weren't fighting for him. They were slowly dying of inflation. He finally understands the cycle. The poor work for money. The middle class works for the bank to pay off debt. But the wealthy? They own the machines. They own the land. They own the systems. Bob's heart begins to race. Fear hits him. What if I lose it all, he thinks. The school system didn't teach him how to invest. It taught him how to follow instructions. Investing feels like jumping into a dark ocean. The news is always screaming. Market crash. Economic doom. Crypto bubble. Bob realizes the system wants him to be afraid. Afraid people stay in their cubicles. Afraid people keep their money in the bank. He spends the next 7 nights studying. He skips his favorite shows. He ignores his phone. He is training to become a general. He is learning the language of the wealthy. Dividends, compounding, equity, volatility. He realizes that the greatest risk is not the stock market. The greatest risk is doing nothing. Doing nothing is a 100% guarantee that he will remain a hamster in the wheel until he's 65 years old. He opens a brokerage account. He transfers his first $1,000 army. His hand is trembling. This is the first time in his life he is not buying a product. He is buying a piece of a business. He is becoming an owner. But the market has a welcome gift for Bob. As soon as he buys, the price drops. His $1,000 turns into $950. The panic sets in. Is the journal wrong? Did the thief win? Or is this just the first test of the general?